The penultimate round of this thrilling season is finally here. This tantalizing championship battle comes over to France. It's back on the calendar. Yes, we're here at the French Grand Prix with World on pole this time. Could he end up winning his first race in Formula 1? But there are two French drivers who could potentially be the first ones to win their home Grand Prix, being your boy down in P16 and Starvex further up the grid. So let's get into the race. One of the slightly more dangerous tracks on the calendar this year, but we're going forward to 5 bright red lights. And it's a mighty long wait, but the French Grand Prix is underway. Summerfield already trying to get on the outside line to get the move done on Yucatan. They're still side by side as they exit turn 1 into turn 2. Summerfield will have the inside line, and so will Safraz. He dives it and he's getting that extra pull to get ahead of the Mercedes. And he's almost fully ahead before they go down to the hairpin. But Delhard pulling back with that extra tyre wear, that faster tyre on the softs. But Safraz is still clearly there on the inside. Who will get to the corner first? It looks like Safraz is making the dive down the inside, and he gets the move done. But further back, they're hitting their front wings, breaking the barriers, causing damage. And it's Temilolua and Nunes both crucially breaking their cars there, causing damage to their vehicles. And further up the field, it is the same order we left, but swapped with the top 2 and the 2 below that further down, as there goes Temilolua back on Akari. Akari still trying to make the move on the Audi as they go wheel to wheel, side by side through the section, but Akari gets it. Can Delhard this time with DRS get the move on Safraz, the championship leader, by 4 points to this man trying to defend from Namzar? Summerfield has the outside. Namzar could dive it down the inside. He goes for the late lunge and he forces the McLaren driver wide, and there's no room being given. Elbows being thrown left, right and centre. No room to overtake, and Namzar is now up into the podium spots as there's a collision further back with Nunes and Ida in the Ford Performance. Moving through this final sector, Akari on the inside, there's yellows up ahead, and it looks like Safraz, he's into the barriers and he's out. The championship leader crucially has crashed and is not going to finish this French Grand Prix, and that is to the aid of Frank Summerfield. If he can just finish this race in the position he is now, he will have a 14-point lead going into Abu Dhabi next week, and that will be serious help to help him win his first ever championship. But he could even get the move and go for more and get the race win today if he overtakes Delhard. The 2 Williams cars following each other very closely here as Zanchi goes to the inside of his teammate and gets the move done. Very tight there, but he will have DRS going through that next section, so he will get the move done. Delhard trying to claw back at Summerfield as he's leading this race. Delhard trying to shift over left to right. He goes left, trying to take it all the way around the outside, but he's just not got the strength to do it on those tyres. And there's more yellows in sector 3, and it looks like a BMW, and it's Monkey on Cloud. He's gone into the pit lane, but he's crashed, spinning out off the barriers. Monkey on Cloud is now out of the Grand Prix, along with Safraz, your championship leader. It's a virtual safety car, so there's not too much time lost in the pits, hence why nobody is coming in. But your boy, he's moved up quite a fair few places here. Delhard now trying to make a move on Summerfield. It's a late lunge there from the South African as they go into the final corner, and Delhard now is into the barriers, and the safety car, the full safety car is out. It's a full course caution as Mercedes pit in their second driver in this race, at least Namzar, for a pit stop. And we are getting news that the safety car is ending, and it looks like Summerfield will get us going right out into the penultimate corners there, and he's already got a second's worth of gap. Someone into the pits already, Milian Brulez. Terrible strategy from the Porsche, but it's all kicking off over here. They're all one, there's a collision further back. It's One Young, he's hit the wall. Oh, very confusing there, no one knows what happened. It's been a great last few laps of these 4 all fighting for 3rd place, but one person has to finish in 3rd, and right now it's looking like it's going to be Akari. He's starting to pull away from the rest of the pack as your boy is trying to make a move on the Ferrari, takes it around the outside of the chicane. At the chicane where we see many cars crash, he's managed to get ahead and get the move done. Your boy this time having DRS on the Audi, and he shifts over to the right hand side of the track to get the lunge and make the dive down the inside, throwing out elbows in his home Grand Prix. He's up into the points. Here is Sanchi trying to close up to Akari and maybe even Yucatan further back. Yucatan also trying to make a move on Starvex, who is in a podium spot in his home Grand Prix. Yucatan goes to the inside and dives it down the inside of the Williams car there. Akari has to fall back and sit behind. Just struggling on those tyres as Sanchi's into the wall, and he's into the wall. You saw him in the background of Summerfu in the pit lane, and he's out of this Grand Prix, and any glimmering hope, slight shimmers of hope there that were him winning this championship are now certainly gone. Summerfu now working his way back up the field as he gets down the inside of Starvex at the first start of the chicane, and he gets the move before the corner, and his next opponent tackling him for this podium is Akari. He's using battery, but he's got DRS and fresher tyres. He's right there on the inside. They're going wheel to wheel as they go into the chicane, and he gets the move done around the outside, a bit off the track, but he's ahead before the corner. And next up is this man in the Audi, Paco Yucatan. He's put up some brilliant defensive skills, but not that compared to his teammate. Can he take an inspiration from him and defend like a lion here? As Summerfu trying to get down the inside, he goes for it, but he hits the wall and his tyres are punctured, and he's had to park it up in the pit lane, and he's out. He had a puncture and he could not continue. His whole back wheel came off, so he had to park it up in the pit lane. And both your championship leaders are out. All three of your championship leaders are out of this one. It's a virtual safety car. Nunes up to P5. He's had a brilliant comeback so far, and there's Seb into the wall. He is also having to crash and DNF here, and it's going to be a full safety car this time. Well, that is just disappointing for Aston Martin. Safety car is ending. It will be in this lap, and Namzar, I think for one of the first times in his career, will be getting us underway. I mean, the first time, at least this season, he has been leading this Grand Prix, but as soon as the safety car got called in, he is put back in contention to be overtaken, and he gets us going out of the final corner. Yucatan trying to time his move for the line as he's on the inside of Starvex. Move being made. Nunes on the inside of the Williams of Akari. He gets the move, and he's still on the outside as they try to traverse their way through turn 2, and down they go for the long straight into the hairpin. They're all side by side, slowing each other up as Namzar just walks off into the distance, already a second ahead as Starvex has fully got that inside line. Yucatan, you see him looking in his mirrors as they go into the hairpin. Starvex down the inside, closing the door, shutting the gap down, and Yucatan goes for the switchback. He's already side by side, but there's a collision. Starvex down the inside of Yucatan. They go side by side into the chicane. It's very dangerous, and he's crashed. Starvex is now out of the Grand Prix. The Frenchman at home. No one said he was going to win, but he looked like he could, and he's out. Oh, Brulez trying to go down the inside of 1 and maybe 2. He's got the move on Yucatan. He's up to P2 for a brief moment, but into the chicane they go, and Milian Brulez is another casualty. He is trying to keep going, but he's not able to. The virtual safety car once again has been called, and everyone will drop their pace to 40% of their race. Lap 29 of 29, and this man has looked ice cool ever since that safety car restart. The Pakistani driver has one win to his name, and that was last season at another dangerous track, being Monza, where everyone DNF'd, almost everyone. But this man survived that one, and coming through the final corner, you can see him weaving about because he's so happy that he's won the French Grand Prix, and he takes home the full 25 points, with Yucatan coming home for a P2 finish. And Akari, he slammed it into the wall in the final corner at the final lap. That is disappointing, meaning he will not be scoring any points today, and Nunes will come home for a first ever podium in Formula 1. Oh, a non-spray on his final lap was also crashed.